The one that comes next is Krypto. Do you know about Krypto?
Sounds like a Superman dog.
That's Superman's dog.
Okay.
Did you see the trailer for James Gunn's Superman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
The
I
dog
did.
in the trailer, that's
It's Krypto.
Yeah.
Okay.
Krypto is created by writer Otto Binder and art by Kurt Swan. If you go to like DC Universe Infinite, that's who they credit to. Online, you'll also find that there's a guy named Cy Berry who also says that he's a co-creator. He's actually still alive, right? Old guy at this point.
It's a killer name.
Yeah, Cy Berry.
S-Y, Cy,
Yeah.
Cyberry.
He's on the record saying Krypto's his idea. He's the only one left alive, so who knows? And his part of the story is that he spent years inking Rex the Wonder Dog. And when they bring him over to Superman, he's like, we should do a dog again. I can draw a dog.
I'm really good at drawing dogs.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a dog in here.
And so apparently that's his idea. So I read the first issue of it's a Superboy, actually, not Superman. So it's Adventure Comics, which is Superboy. It's a young Superman, basically. It's Smallville, except he wears the suit. And it's very different. So that first appearance, he's not heroic at all. Like Rex is like saving people from things and stuff like that. We start on Earth already, and Clark like sees this dog in the city causing trouble. So like the dog catchers are trying to get him, and he like breaks out of the truck, you know, and he's like, "Holy crap! That dog just like broke through metal. Like that's really strong." And he like helps the dog catcher, and then later there's like a robbery happening. And the dog like intercedes on the robbery, but like just by chance. He's not like smart or thinking about it.
Sure.
Or whatever. And the robbers shoot Krypto. We don't know that his name yet. They shoot the dog.
And Krypto dies, right?
No, not at all. He's like totally fine. And Clark's like, what the heck? And Clark's working, so he can't jump in because he's like on the clock. And I guess he's working at his dad's store, which is interesting because his dad's a farmer.
Yeah.
Apparently in Adventure Comics, they own a store. But he goes out back to the shop, and
we ran into this.
Did we?
Yeah, we ran into this before, where there was some kind of contention between like him helping people and then also helping, and it's like a market or a grocery store or something like that.
Okay, that must be part of the stories.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like one for like 200 issues, by the way, Adventure Comics. So like Superboy was a big deal at the time. I should go back at some point. He goes out behind the shop later, and like Krypto's like chewing on a gun like it's a bone, and he's like, "Whoa,
yeah,
this is a super dog." And so then he sort of befriends it, and he's like, I wonder where you came from. What's your deal? And Krypto, I guess, like kind of understands. Like he doesn't have thought bubbles. He's not thinking, right?
Sure.
But we get the gist that, you know, through narration that the dog understands. He's like, follow me, right? And the dog takes him to a rocket. At which point we get a flashback, and Jor-El, Clark's dad, is testing rockets before he sends Clark. So he's building it. He's trying to figure it out. Right, and he's sending chimps and dogs and things.
Just like we did.
That was totally a thing. And by the way, they would have known about that, right? This is 1955, and so, you know, that's part of pop culture. The most famous one, Laika, the USSR dog that goes into Sputnik 2. That's after this.
Okay.
But we know we're sending chimps and dogs and stuff.
Yeah.
And another thing that's hilarious is that Jor-El's sending dogs into space, and he's got a letter. It's in the and so Clark's reading it, and this dog's name is Krypto. It'd be like naming your dog Eartho.
Yeah.
It's a little stupid.
Yeah.
Like
that's interesting. Yeah.
If Clark named it Krypto, that would make sense because you're from Krypton.
Yeah. But he named
why would Jor-El
But
name
he's
his
on
dog?
Krypton, naming the dog Krypto and sending
Doesn't
it.
make any sense.
Maybe so people can figure out which planet he's from or something. Like it's kind of weird, but it also like he sent chimps too.
Yeah.
So it does make you wonder if there is some super chimp out there, you
Right.
know, and like other super dogs.
Well, so the vibe we get, and I'm paraphrasing from memory, so like forgive me, is that like they're not all supposed to go to Earth, but like this one somehow ends up like getting hit by a meteor or something like that, and ends up off course, and then like it goes back to the programming that sends it to Earth.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking about super chimps and super dogs.
Sure.
Other places.
Sure. Yeah. Maybe. And that's why, by the way, like getting knocked off course is why it comes later.
Oh,
like Clark's already here. Krypto's been all over the universe or whatever. Finally gets to Earth.
He's pinging around like a pinball.
Right. And then the rest of the issue is just the dog getting into mischief. Again, not a hero. It's just like he's like, okay, I guess you're my dog now, and like builds like a house for him and puts him on a chain. And, like, you're going to stay here, right? Super doesn't.
No.
Like, goes and like gets a steel girder and rips it out of a bridge and like chews it like a bone.
Yeah.
And Superboy's like, dude, this bridge is gonna collapse. You can't do that. And like, takes it and puts it back, and it's just like stuff like that over and over and over again.
But it also kind of like sets you up to understand like the only person who could tame and train this dog is another like very super person.
Yeah. There's a subplot where Lana Lang is convinced that Clark is Superboy. He evades it. Like that's just a subplot of like every issue of Adventure Comics.
Probably constantly. Yeah.
And at the end, Krypto flies out into space. The implication being he's not going to be in any other issues. And like creators are on the record saying like, yeah, that wasn't the plan. Like it was a story. It wasn't part of the rotating cast. But
Monster of the Week or whatever.
But people liked it.
Yeah.
And so Krypto comes back and becomes a regular part of Adventure Comics.